Hi, I'm Evelyn. I've been analyzing markets for several years now, and over time I've developed my own approach that allows me to assess situations calmly and systematically. There's too much noise out there these days. Endless advice, opinions, and analysis all saying different things. It's easy to get lost in all that. I remember it well because I've been there myself. That's exactly why I wanted to create a system not for chasing emotional wins, but for real understanding. So I wouldn't have to guess, but instead move forward with clarity. In my breakdowns, I often share my decision-making logic, what I pay attention to, how I think in the moment, and why I choose one scenario over another. This isn't theory, it's real step-by-step practice. If you are curious to see a different way to approach analysis, one that's calmer and focused on the core principles, I'll leave a link in the description and pinned comment. But right now, I want to show you how this approach works in real time with a live example. All right, let's get started. Today, my friend Alligator is helping me, my personal predator that shows where the market is headed. If its jaws open upward, it's a sign of growth. If downward, it's time for a decline. I'm adding a few pairs to work with. I'm all set, so let's go. Here's what I see. Things look positive. Everything suggests the upward trend is continuing. There was a slight pullback recently, but now the market is gaining strength again. I'm looking at the big picture and deciding this is a good time to follow this momentum. Great, moving on. The overall picture has shifted. Now everything's moving the other way, downward. The indicators I track confirm this direction is holding. There was a moment when it seemed like it might reverse upward, but it quickly returned to the downtrend. I'm sticking with this flow until I see new things of change. Everything's going as expected. Slow but steady. Let's pick up the pace, friends. If you are just starting out and want to understand how others approach market analysis, what they look at, how they think, and what factors they consider, you might find my format helpful. This isn't about rigid theories or templates. We practice together, build logical thinking, and gradually develop real trading understanding. Everything happens in real time, with opportunities to ask questions and see the approach take shape right before your eyes. I've left a link to this space in the description and pinned comment. Check it out, this might be exactly the learning style you need. Now, let's get back to it. Oh, here's an interesting moment. The big picture has flipped and now everything's trending upward. There was a minor dip recently, but my indicators already hint at a rebound. Seems like a good time to ride this wave. Alright friends, it's crucial to act thoughtfully, not randomly. Onward. Back to our first scenario. And here's what I see. Everything's completely reversed. Now it's clearly a downtrend. My indicators strongly confirm this shift. It started decisively, so I'm following this momentum without missing the window. Guys, it's best to act the moment an opportunity appears. Stay sharp. All right, moving forward. When you first enter a new field, especially one as complex as market analysis, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Everything seems important. Charts, terms, others' advice. But the truth is, it's not about knowing everything. It's about learning to see the essence and relying on logic, not guesses. This is where something irreplaceable comes in. Not algorithms, not courses, but a real mentor. Not someone who just lectures, but someone who is right there with you, demonstrating knowledge through live examples, explaining not just what to do, but why. Because when you understand cause and effect, knowledge becomes truly yours, not just memorized. I've built my strategies over years of trial, error, and observation. Now I share what's proven effective. Not ready-made solutions, but the approach itself. So you gain not just understanding, but confidence. You'll know where to look and why. If this way of learning resonates with you, pressure-free but crystal clear, check the link in the description or first pinned comment. It's simple. Join, watch, ask questions, engage at your own pace. Then come back here whenever you are ready. Looking at this setup, The price initially surged up, but then stalled like it ran out of steam. Now it's rolling back down as if interest in the rally faded. My indicators also suggest a mood shift. Clearly, it's time to follow this drop. We're halfway there. Let's keep the momentum going. Here's what stands out. The overall trend is down, but things recently quieted down, like a calm before the storm. My indicators started getting mixed, as if on the edge of a reversal. Then a sharp move emerges, overwhelming prior action like a decisive course change. That's when I know it's time to go short. Good. Continuing. Classic scenario. The trend is down, but there was a brief counter surge, like a test of strength. At that peak, I see it's time to rejoin the main downtrend. I like this. Next. Here's the setup. A solid uptrend, confirmed by my indicators. There was a minor dip, but then the price rebounded with renewed force. That's when I know it's time to ride this climb. The further we go, the more interesting it gets, friends. Revisiting this, the price seems to want to reverse up, but lacks momentum. My indicators aren't eager to shift either. This looks like a short-lived spike fizzing out. The downtrend will likely resume. Our final pair. Let's go. Now this is intriguing. The chart shows a real battle, but the bulls seem exhausted. My indicators are tilting downward, like sunset after dusk. That's when I decide to follow the drop. Impressed? I'm not. For me, it's just another day at work. The key is staying alert, waiting for the right moment, and keeping calm. Step by step, this is how you get here. We all reach a point where we choose stay in our comfort zone or see things from a new perspective. If this approach speaks to you, grounded in logic and calm analysis rather than guesses, you're welcome to join anytime. I'm open to dialogue and share exactly how I make real-time decisions. The link in the description or first pinned comment leads to a space where you can observe, ask questions, and gradually build your own understanding. If you feel that spark of curiosity, that's all you need to take the first step. Thanks for being here. Hope to see you deeper in, where the real immersion begins.